Hello everyone, welcome to Halo Moon Tarot. This is your weekly reading for Cancer. How are you doing, Cancer? Hope all's well. Let's see what's going on with you. Oh, you have the Ten of Cups here, Cancer. Oh my goodness. Some of you are just getting yourselves out there again, but I do see a lot of emotional fulfillment here. A painful period in your life is almost over. You're going to rise like the phoenix from the ashes here. I can see it. Yeah, if you've ended the situation, it's now finished, and you're getting yourself out there. I feel like things are going to go well. I see a house and a home. Strong financial foundation, but this is looking like a reason to celebrate, a large gathering, some kind of get-together. Often it's a wedding or a big family situation. Yeah, something is, it's finished, whatever it is here. Let's have a look at the four, or just about. Yeah, some of you have been kind of waiting for a situation to come to fruition. Some of you might be looking for a home too, looking out there. But often I see this as expansion. Getting yourself out there, looking out there, but expansion. There's something going on with your home, maybe. Yeah, I see there's been a little bit of chaos, conflict, and some drama. It's temporary. It's almost over. It's almost over. Yeah, it's just obstacles. Often it's just obstacles, but if there's been some sort of family confrontation or any kind of issues with that, it looks like it's coming to an end. If you are looking for a home, there could be a lot of competition. But again, it's a 5. It doesn't last forever. And I also see the end of something, some drama here too. Something may have ended because of that. Let's have a look at the Ten of Cups. Why is this here? Yeah, there's been a lot of sadness here, feeling like there's no hope, but there is, okay, because it's already showing emotional fulfillment. Yeah, so like I feel this is often when it's like thanks but no thanks, no longer interested. Yeah, because it has to do with an opportunity, I feel. Some kind of opportunity, and I'm not sure what it does look like. Some of you are kind of drained too. I feel like you're just I feel like you're tired of this, like it's just draining. You've had enough, but you are going to have some happiness and emotional fulfillment. It's just like I say, it's a temporary energy. Some of you are done sacrificing here. Yeah, really watch out for drama and any kind of self-sabotage. But I do feel like you've sacrificed a lot here. You're kind of drained and you're no longer sacrificing. It's finished, whatever that is. And I do think you're going to rise like the phoenix from the ashes. Let's have a look at this Ten of Swords. Yeah, something painful. Yeah, it's finished. And I could already kind of tell this was done. Usually when you see the Ten of Swords, most of the times things are pretty much finished. But again, at that point, sometimes things can turn around. But this is finished. And I see transformation now. Some of you literally could be trying to make changes in your home, transformation, things like that. And there's just been a lot of obstacles and challenges, and you're kind of drained and bored of it now. You've had enough. Yeah. But I also feel opportunity. There's been some sort of missed opportunity. And it could be because you're dealing with all this. But it's a lot of this is about sacrificing. I feel like you've sacrificed enough. Yeah, it's a cycle coming to an end. See, I told you things are starting to go in your favor. Probably at least by the time you move into the new year, I'm hoping, because this is often a cycle, but it has a lot to do with timing here. But I do feel there's a shift in energy. Yeah, it's a whole new cycle. Nice. Tell me about this Four of Wands, because it is a reason to celebrate. And I do see, the house, the home, the foundation. Whoops, these cards want to fly everywhere. Here we go. Yeah, so there's been a lot of mixed messages, mixed signals, mixed communication, mix-ups, whatever it may be. Another 5. See, you've got these 5s. It's almost done here. There it is. It's another 10 coming to an end. You are going to achieve that emotional fulfillment. It's almost like I feel like you're kind of going, oh, I wish this was just over. I'm so drained. I'm so tired of this. Because I do feel whatever it is kind of, with all this going on, you could be missing other opportunities. But yeah, there's been some, mix-ups and I wouldn't say mind games. I feel like this is miscommunication. Things bothering you, getting things off your chest. See, again, there's the sun shining. It has to do with, some of you could have had debt to pay, overcoming that. Yeah, paying off debt here. But it's often just baggage too, just letting it go. There's the sun. It's I feel as some of you, it's like you're constantly waiting. Like I feel like you've been just in this constant waiting and waiting. Yeah, obstacles, challenges. Tell me about the Three of Wands. Why is this here? Yeah, see, looking elsewhere too. But this is all that emotional energy. Whatever it is, let go of all that drama. Yeah, it looks like something to do with someone who doesn't pull their weight. You've sacrificed enough. It could be a relationship situation with someone who's not pulling their weight. Or you can't rely on anyone and you're constantly waiting. See, unreliable. And it could be things bothering you too, where it's kind of weighing heavily on you. But I do see there's positives here as well, because I do see a reason to celebrate at the end of this. It's like you're almost ready to celebrate, and then again, one more little stretch of chaos and conflict. Yeah. Let's have a look at that. What is that Five of Wands about? It has to do with a home. It has to do with, I don't know what this, it looks like you're having issues with a home. Is there a lot of competition if you're looking for a home, looking elsewhere? But I do feel, like I say, you've sacrificed a lot. You're sacrificing. And it could have to do with a relationship. Like I say, someone who doesn't pull their weight, or you're always waiting and nobody's reliable because of mixed messages, signals, miscommunication. It's very frustrating. I feel like you're kind of frustrated. It's a little bit drama, but like I say, it's only a 5. I'm not seeing anything that shows anything devastating at this point, but it's all has to do with this home. Maybe there's competition if you're looking for a home. Tell me about the Queen of Cups. You've got a King of Swords here, so there is someone here. It has to do with communicating clearly. It's about learning something. Someone's learning something. They see you. This is someone who sees you as someone who pulls their weight, someone who's responsible, reliable. But it has to do with mixed messages and signals. I wonder if someone's giving you mixed messages here. And I do see somebody who's kind of got their sword up. They're a little skeptical here, but it's an energy of someone who's wise. Maybe somebody giving some advice or something, but let's have a look. Who's this King of Swords? Yeah, some Gemini energy. Yeah, mixed messages, mixed signals. Oh, Mercury retrograde energy. Is that what's going on? I think we're at the tail end of that. It was the 29th. We're on the 3rd. So a few more days. It should be petering out. This is often what happens. Sometimes Mercury retrogrades hit some people harder than others. But I do see this energy as someone who has the tools, the skills, everything they need to manifest their desires. So I feel like you've been waiting. It's like you're trying to make something happen or manifest this. So I don't know if you feel like someone's manipulating or playing mind games, but I definitely see frustration, and I do see this person, someone who has the skills, the tools. Maybe you need something done to your home, but I feel this, it's almost like I don't see jealousy. I mean, it could be, there could be some jealousy here if there's competition. Somebody in your neighborhood, because it's funny, there's these two homes, but it's all about what you're manifesting, what you desire. This person is someone who's manifesting. They have everything they need. They have skills, somebody who's capable. So I don't know if they're manipulating or what, but I don't think so. This is someone generally speaks truth, so it's just someone trying to learn something. Tell me about the Magician. Yeah, I feel like you're being cautious, careful what you wish for. See, you're not getting what you want. You're waiting. You're not getting your cup filled. It's about fulfilling something, filling the cup. And I do think you're being cautious and playing it safe. Like you're being careful what you wish for, because it's like, it's just about coming to an end. And then there's mixed messages, mixed signals, and frustration to do with a home, or could be someone who's got debt to pay off, or they got a lot on their plate, someone with a heavy load. But it's almost like someone to take some of the load off your shoulders. You could, because I feel like that's not what's probably happening. Let's have a look at the Five of Wands here. Yeah, it's all about being patient. See, some of you are trying to be patient, but you're losing patience, or maybe losing interest in something here. Let me see. I just feel like you've sacrificed enough. You've been sacrificing, you know. Tell me more about this King of Swords. I feel like you're trying to manifest this, but to me it looks like this is somebody who's speaking truth. And yet there's this mixed messages and mixed signals. So, yeah, maybe some kind of misunderstanding. Let's have a look at the Three of Wands. Yeah, there's that little aha moment, some kind of idea, spark, an idea. Someone's being enlightened. So I do see some kind of enlightenment. Because it has to do with someone being patient. See, it's about interest. And somebody learning something, what someone's interested in. Someone here is not interested in chaos, conflict, and drama. So if there's an energy of someone cutting someone out, it has to do with drama. Or, like I say, conflict. But this is your energy here. Yeah, you're just overcoming all this. And I think you're actually losing interest in something here. But I do feel it has to do with investing in a situation. Something to do with a home. Yeah, you're speaking your truth here. Ooh, I'm telling you, if you've been really passive and sacrificing, I feel like you're certainly not doing that now. Unless you've got people here giving some kind of advice. It has to do with truth being spoken, but it also has to do with, I feel like you're just telling someone like it is. But these are both two people who have experience. See, it has to do with experience. Something that you're experiencing, or you're telling someone this. All these fives, I mean, woof. Yeah, look what's coming in, though. Yeah, I do see the cup runneth over. It's kind of emotional. See, waiting for this situation. But it has to do with the cup. Someone's looking at whether they should accept this or not. And there it is about making a commitment. See, nobody makes a commitment. I feel it has to do with someone needs to come in right. They need to come in right. It has to do with being fair. Someone's not being fair. So there's this little lack of harmony here. But I do think harmony will be restored because, and this is the cup. This all come out at once here. So someone being emotional. But it's an offer, an invitation to someone's home possibly. And then justice is harmony. It's about being fair. See this energy. There's a lot of Gemini, Libra energy. And then we have the strength card. So being strong, bold, speaking up. Yeah, you're teaching someone here how you want to be treated. I think you could be, telling someone a situation too, because it has to do with someone who's not reliable. And you're sacrificing, constantly giving. I feel like it's experiences. You're talking to someone, the things that you've been experiencing. And there's the Pentacle. It has to do with someone making a commitment, committing to this foundation. And this is definitely teaching someone how you want to be treated. But it's an energy of being confident, being bold. So it is saying kind of tame that beast a little bit. Yeah. But I think you're teaching someone how you want to be treated, because this is someone who's often passive, someone who bends over backwards to please somebody, and then you're always sacrificing and the other person doesn't pull their weight, and you got all these burdens, all this weight on your shoulder. The whole point is having someone to lift some of the weight off your shoulder. So I don't know who this person is, but who is this King of Swords? Who is the King of Swords? Someone who's putting something behind. Yeah, this is someone who feels a little beat up too. They feel like giving up. But this is somebody I feel, it's about overcoming all of this. You're almost there. But look at this. See this? We got the 10 of Wands. And then we have the 9 of Wands. It means this person's not quite there. There's obstacles, challenges. You're waiting for this person. Some of you are waiting for this person who's got a lot on their plate. Now, I don't know. It could be debt to pay or somebody who has something to do with their home. But it's about looking back and putting this behind. Yeah, this is going to get left behind. It is going to be overcome. But I do see this last little bit of chaos and conflict. Yeah, watch out for the drama. But like I say, it has to do, and it could be where there's some sort of competition or someone's jealous. Speak your mind, but it is about being fair. See, someone not treating you right. It's not fair. But I do see harmony being restored. Wow, this is, I don't know what you're going through, you poor things. This is terrible. But I feel like you're seeing the bigger picture. So does this other person, seeing the bigger picture. Happy home, happy life. It's just about overcoming something. Tell me about the sacrifices. Yeah, it's a crossroads energy, making a choice. It's all about going down. It's about two people coming together, getting together. See, now you've got good luck coming in. Like this is coming to an end. It's like it's almost there. One more wand to go. But it's all about making some sort of choice. There's definitely an ending and a whole new cycle. See, you do have some luck coming in. It's just, all these 10s tell me it's all just coming to an end. Tell me about the 9 of Wands. Yeah, see, it's all about, see, this is something that could have been avoided. And it could be people giving advice, talking about this. These are two people with experience. It's about avoiding this. Someone avoiding something here. See, avoiding drama, chaos, conflict, and drama. So I feel it's about avoiding any of that. But I also feel it's waiting for things to calm down. See, things calming down. And it's funny because we got Mercury retrograde energy here, which is telling me mixed messages, mixed signals. I mean, all kinds of things happen during Mercury retrograde. Let me tell you, I experienced a few. Nothing major, just annoying, silly little things. Yeah, nothing like what this feels like, though. I mean, someone's just drained here. I feel the Queen of Cups is drained and feeling kind of sad, like there's not a lot of hope. Just feels hopeless, you know? That hopeless, helpless energy, you know, where it's just, and maybe that's what it is, getting someone to lift some burdens off your shoulders. I feel you have a lot of weight on your shoulders here. Where things bothering you and you may be needing to get some things off your chest. And speak your mind, and that's good because often you can be kind of passive and generous, you know, and you kind of often bottle it up inside. So, and we know that Cancer, you can do that, bottle it up until all of a sudden, you know, just telling someone to come in right, do it right, to be fair. See, this is you asserting yourself. I feel becoming a little assertive, but there's that commitment. See, it's getting someone to make some kind of a commitment, or it has to do with, I don't know, and I do see possibly a large purchase, buying a home. There could be a lot of people competing, see, moving and having to move and relocate. But this is often when two people come together, they move in together. But it could be where you're just telling someone how it's going to be. You're not, basically, you're not going to be the maid. You're not, you know, they have to pull their weight. See, it's all about avoiding stuff. That this waiting is like, it is coming to a fruition. It is. It's telling. And I also see what's interesting is this expansion. So it has to do with some expansion here. And I do see possibly a down payment on a home for some people. Making a down payment, feeling confident. See, two people feeling confident, making the right decision. But I feel the feminine's more confident than the masculine because they're still at that, putting something behind. Someone putting this behind, feeling beat up themselves. Or it's just this person, I don't really see, it could be someone putting the shoe on the other foot, because we know that you're good at that, putting the shoe on the other foot, how the other person feels. And maybe that's what's needed here. But I mean, this person has skills. They have tools. They're smart. They're intelligent. They speak truth. But it has to do with someone who maybe is cutting somebody else out and ending something, maybe a situation here that that's on and off. But this is somebody who's like, this is about preparing and pre-manifesting. It's about getting ready, things being prepared. So it has to do with maybe moving, relocating, a home needing to be prepared and ready. Yeah. But as far as relationships goes, I do see this energy of coming together. Two people who lift the weight off each other's shoulders. And with all these tens, I really feel like you're about to get something you want. And I feel like, and I do see that getting that cup filled. See, never getting what you want. And I feel like you're getting things off your chest, speaking truth. So it's about interest. It's about being patient. I feel like your patience are kind of wearing out. But yeah, it's telling you to be a little patient, just a little longer. And I do think it'll pay off. And I do see someone paying off. Could be someone just paying off some interest on their home or just paying off some debt. But I feel like there is a large purchase here. And there's just a lot of obstacles and challenges. These are all temporary. Mercury retrograde. I'm telling you. Just speaking truth. One more on the home. Yeah. See, this is all about long-term stability. Partnering up. I feel two people coming together, lifting the burden off each other's shoulders. And this, like I said, it could be renting a home, buying a home. But it's about a partnership, long-term stability. Yeah. One more on the Ten of Wands. One more on the Ten of Wands. I just want a little clear on that. The sun is shining there. I feel like you're just getting things off your chest. Yeah, you've been holding it in, like I say, suffering in silence. I was going to say, Cancer often will bottle things up inside, often to avoid confrontation. Sometimes people who have been in abusive relationships or just whenever you speak up and speak your mind or whatever it may be, and there's always confrontation. So people often suffer in silence and don't say anything. So I do think it's an energy of learning to speak up. Okay. Because I feel some of you, maybe you're not getting what you want because you're not speaking up, or it has to do with this King of Swords energy. Getting some things off your chest, things that are bothering you. It's telling you to do that too, but it's also about someone coming in right. I think some of you are learning to do this. I do. Learning to be, speak your mind here and manifest what you desire. If you feel someone's manipulating you or not speaking the truth and it's bothering you, it's about talking about it. Yeah, the King of Wands is coming out now. So some of you, there's been a few things you've experienced here. This can be someone kind of domineering. So I'm wondering if you got someone who's kind of domineering, and every time you speak up, they get angry. Somebody who's kind of likes to be in control. And then I see the energy of releasing this. See, it's an energy of knowing when a situation, someone doesn't have your best interest at heart. But I do think there's someone who does actually have your best interest at heart. And that's what I feel that you're going to be doing if you're choosing between a couple people. But knowing your worth and your value, I do think someone holds you in very high regard here, though. Like I feel, it's about the feeling being mutual. Interesting. This could be just the same person in that energy, and this often happens in my readings. It's just the energies people are in at particular times. But if there is a choice between two, I do see ending a situation. Tired of suffering in silence. See, keeping things to yourself. Yeah, things bothering you, getting things off your chest. And in fact, it may be a couple people. You and another person. Yeah, it has to do with someone building, putting in effort. Yeah, so someone who needs to put in some effort. I think this is somebody here learning lessons too, maybe from a past relationship. Or, like I say, this is a couple maybe having some fighting and arguing because someone here is not not doing, not being there, not pulling their weight. But I feel like you're going to get things off your chest. In fact, maybe both people, but I think someone's learning that something's bothering you. Could be someone telling someone too. Like I say, the King and Queen of Swords sometimes are people who give advice. People who are well-meaning. But I feel with the Eight of Pentacles, you got this King of Wands, somebody who's feeling more bold, more confident, but it's about coming in to build or to do some work. See, this isn't, you've sacrificed, you're putting in all the work. You're not going to do all the work. Someone needs to do some of the work, the heavy lifting, this kind of thing. Ooh, this is pretty interesting. Yeah, it does have to do with being on the same page. This is about teaching people how you want to be treated. But it has to do with truth and loyalty, faithful, somebody who's faithful. See, some of you have dealt with people who aren't faithful. You've had a tough time. But I do feel it's about getting on the same page. It's about two people learning about each other. See, someone's learning something here. And I do feel it's someone applying lessons they've learned from the past too. See, putting in effort, building. Treating somebody with respect. And it's about making a commitment. See, it's somebody here going to make a commitment. You are going to have some happiness. This is all stuff that's going to be, it's almost like airing out some grievances here. But whoever it is, I don't think they're going to get past the Queen of Swords energy, because I feel like you're really done sacrificing. I feel like you've bottled things up inside. You've been suffering in silence, and now you're going to get things off your chest. And often when people who have been in relationships where someone's very domineering or abusive, or, that's overcoming all that too. Where you learn to speak up your mind and you're not afraid to speak up your mind. So whatever it is you're dealing with, you're doing a bang up job here, because you are going to get this commitment and this foundation. And I see long-term stability and a happy home and a happy life. So you're manifesting what you desire by speaking up. And this person here, like, they have a lot of skills. They have someone who's handy, a jack of all trades. This is what you need. Yeah, somebody who's good with their hands. They're very creative. But if you have a choice between two, some of you have dealt with someone who's emotionally unavailable. And maybe that's the issues. You've dealt with people who are emotionally unavailable. Someone being a little bit cold, but I still feel it's someone learning. And learning the hard way, the school of hard knocks. So I do think this is somebody who's dealt with this same situation in another situation, or you've dealt with it twice, but you're so over it. Yeah, see, it's all about applying lessons learned, so things calming down. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised we have two people moving in together too, putting a down payment on a home, moving and relocating, helping each other out, lifting the weight off each other's shoulders. Do you see someone who longs for love? This is actually turning out lovely. I see someone getting a gift. Now here's what happens when you got people who come across as emotionally unavailable. Sometimes they'll show you how they feel about you by buying you a little gift, doing something sweet, doing something nice for you. And some of you, you've done this. You're always doing that, right? This is what Cancers do. But yeah, it's someone who's going to do this. There could be someone missing you. And I do also, for some of you, it's just longing for love. Conflict, drama. There could be children involved here. Yeah, it's all about leaving it behind. Beautiful. Cancer, Cancer. This is a good reading for you. I do feel choosing, see that wand, choosing the one, the path, but it's also this person, this King of Wands. Now, this is probably the same person, but like I say, if you've experienced this before, and I wouldn't be surprised the King of Wands is and the King of Swords have experienced this before too. So I wouldn't be surprised if you're just sharing your experiences. and you're on the same page where you understand or you have some kind of an agreement. If you have someone you have agreement and they don't follow through and they don't pull their weight, I do think instead of suffering in silence and holding it in, you speak up right away and don't wait till you're ready till you get really angry. But I know people often will not speak up sometimes because they're afraid of confrontation, and that's what I feel, trying to avoid confrontation and not saying anything. Whoever this is, somebody's noticing this possibly about you. But there's that spark, the desire, manifesting what they desire. Somebody holds you in high regard, and I wouldn't be surprised they feel like you're out of their league, but it's about the feelings being mutual. Yeah, we got this person ready to take a leap of faith. Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or Scorpio energy. But it's somebody leaving one last look over their shoulder. They're ready to go down this path. Yeah, it's all about cooperating, compromising. Boy, some of you have been through it. You've had a tough time. Boy, it's just a battle, feeling a little beat up. And I actually feel there's been some of that energy before. Because it's like people are talking, sharing experience, and there's this little aha moment. Never settle for any kind of abuse. Doesn't matter if it's mental abuse, mind games, manipulation, gaslighting, mental abuse. Whatever you're moving towards is much better. Yeah, going down this path with someone who cooperates and compromises. It's about two people who build each other up. They don't tear each other down. They lift each other up by taking the burdens off each other's shoulders. So this is what I'm seeing. This is a lovely read for you. You had a tough time. Masculine or feminine. Always remember, people come in with certain energies. So don't always pay attention to the signs. Look at the energies of people. This is someone who cooperates, compromises. They're very creative, very hands-on. See, this is someone who has a lot of skills. You both bring something to the table. And that's what I kind of feel with. Give me something I can work with. That's the Queen of Cups. Throws her hands in the air and goes, fine, I give up. See, it's always about giving up and always bending over backwards to please, to avoid confrontation. Don't do that. It's good to cooperate and compromise, but it has to go both ways. And that's what I feel some of you maybe have done in the past, and now your sword's out. Yeah, and it could be just someone telling you this kind of stuff. Somebody's just kind of given up. But there's the wand, the desire, passion, new beginning, and I do see an Ace of Pentacles laying the foundation. Take care. Bye for now.